All right, so today we are going to be dealing with area again. So we saw yesterday that area can be found with either for a square is area equals side times side, and for a rectangle, the formula is area equals length times width. Okay, now we are going to be working with composite shapes. Okay, a composite shape is basically more than one shape put together. Okay, so for instance, let's say I have this rectangle, and then I have another rectangle on top of it. Okay, sometimes they will not show me this line right here. Okay, so it will look something like that, and then what they'll do is they'll give me my measurements. So let's say this is 10 inches, this is 4 inches, this is 9 inches, and this is 2 inches. Okay, and maybe they'll tell me that this is 6 inches. All right, and so what we need to do is we need to figure out how we can find the area of that shape. So we can do that in a number of ways, and I'm going to color code today. Okay, I can cut that up into two shapes. I can think of this shape right here, this rectangle, as my pink rectangle. Okay, so I'm not going to think about this one up here yet. I'm just going to think about the pink. Well, I know that I'm using area equals length times width. So I'm looking at this shape, and I'm looking at my length. Well, this whole thing right here is my length, and they're telling me it's 10. So I'm going to say 10 inches. And then, of course, the side is my width. So 4 inches. So the pink rectangle is 40 square inches. Now I'm going to deal with the blue rectangle. Okay. So looking at this again, I need length times width, right? So the length is the top and the bottom, and I see right here that this is 2 inches. And then the width is the side, and they're telling me that this side right here is 6 inches. So 2 times 6 is 12 square inches. And now I add them together, and that gives me 52 square inches. Okay, now I could have broken this up this way, okay, and had this be the pink, and then changed, and this whole shape right here is the blue. Okay, I could do that. I would get the same answer if I did that. I could also, if I really wanted to, I could pretend that this whole shape was all there, okay, and that would give me 10 times 9, which would be 90, but then I would have to find the area of the piece that really isn't there, okay, and then I have to subtract that. So let's see, that would be, if this is 4 and that's 9, that means this is 5. This is 10, that's 2, that's 8. Okay, 5 times 8 is 40, and I think I messed up somewhere. But anyway, so if I find out the whole area and then take out this piece, then I can still find this composite shape. Okay, so let's go ahead and look over at some problems here. So number 1, we have this shape. Okay, I am going to cut this shape right here. Okay, and so again, I'm going to color code today. So this right here is my pink shape, and then this right here is my blue. Now I'm going to be using the same formula, area equals length times width. So right now, let's just deal with this blue rectangle. Okay, well, looking at this rectangle, this tells me that this is 3 feet. Okay, that is really hard to see what that top one is. Let me go over and look. All right, I just wanted to double check. This up here is 9 feet. Okay, so this 3 feet is actually for this side and for this side. Okay, so that means that our length for the blue rectangle is 3 feet. And our width for the blue rectangle is 5 feet. So that means that the blue rectangle is 15 square feet. And now I want to find for the pink rectangle. Okay, well, I see my length is 6 and my width is 8. 6 times 8 is 48. And now I just add them together. 5 and 8 is 13. 4, 5, and 6 is 63. So the whole shape together is 63 square feet. Okay? Moving on to the next one. All right, so I can see that this is somebody's garden. They have it labeled as a garden. And I need to figure out where I want to separate this. I think I would like to separate it right here. Okay, and let's again color code. Let's make this the pink. And I'll make this one the blue. Okay, so I'm using area equals length times width. Looking at the blue rectangle, I see that my length is 10 and my width is 5. Well, 5 times 10 is 50, and this time I have yards, so 50 square yards. Now looking at my pink, I see that my length is 4, and my width that they're telling me right here is 3. 4 times 3 is 12 square yards. And if I add them together, that gives me 62 square yards. Okay, again, I could have separated it here and made all of this one rectangle and all of this another one. Okay, I could have also found for the whole entire shape and then taken out the missing piece. Okay. All right. And our last two problems. Okay, let's do number 1 up here first. They're actually telling me where to cut it this time. Okay, so I don't have to guess. I'm just going to cut it where they tell me to. So I'm looking at this. It's not quite a square. It looks like a square, but the length is 5 and the width is 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. And then over here, the length is 11 and the width is 7. 11 times 7 is 77. So if I add it together, I have 97, and we're talking centimeters for this one. So 97 square centimeters. Down here, again, they're telling me cut it right here. So looking at this, I see that the length is 5 and the width is 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Now, on here, this is a slightly tricky, because if I'm thinking about this one right here, if this top is 5 inches, this bottom is also 5 inches, right? So this 15 inches is kind of misleading because it's 15 inches across the whole shape, okay? But I've already used this 5 inches right here within this formula, okay? So I don't want to use 15 because that's for the whole shape. What I want to use is this 10, because if I'm looking at this rectangle, if the top is 10, so is the bottom. Okay, so the length of this rectangle is 10, and the width is 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. And if I add them together, that's 60 square inches.